All right. Welcome to another episode of the Carfax, where we're going to continue our Tarot 101 series. And today's card is the Strength card. I love me some her. I'm not going to lie, I do. I love me some her for real. Even did my little makeup today. Okay. In her honor type shit. But the Strength card is so interesting because much like the rest of the tarot, you could read things one way or the next. I'd like to view the cards as asking you questions rather than telling you a story. But Strength kind of is what it is. She kind of tell you what it's gonna be, and it be like that. You know what I'm saying? Rather than telling you or asking you, she does, don't get me wrong, ask you, okay, where are we giving our power away a little bit? Where can we stand on our own too a little bit better? She also kind of just comes through where I'm concerned and straight up tells you, look, you need to get it together. It gives very much Black Mom. When we get in the stove, act like you got some sense, okay? Not even the don't ask to buy nothing, etc., etc., but the act like you got some sense. You know what I'm saying? Act like you know the Brandis, okay? Act like you know y'all, okay? The Strength card upright for me is very much so a call to attention, like, hey girl, you need to turn inward, okay? You have everything that you need. All the guidance that you're looking for, it needs to come from within you. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You got 2 feet. Stand on them. You feel me? When it comes to like remaining balanced, when it comes to testy situations out and about, she comes through to tell you, look, dude, you know, diamonds are made under pressure. You shine bright like a diamond any other time. What's happening? Okay, what are you doing? You feel me? She represents courage and determination, patience. Okay, those things take a lot of strength. It takes a lot of strength to be courageous, you know, or to say something, to be courageous, period. To say something when everybody else is just kind of letting shit slide. To remain determined and to remain steadfast to your goals. It takes a lot of strength to be patient sometimes. You know, sometimes it gives very much so, this is my money and I need it now. And human beings be like, you know, run me my shit now. But patience comes through, strength comes through in times where patience is needed too. To remind you, like, hey, bro, wait on it. You know what I'm saying? Don't go jumping the gun because you want what you want right now. Doing shit in the meantime and between time and tripping yourself up. Wait a minute, okay? Be strong enough to wait a minute. While things or situations or people are getting back in order, getting back under control, right? Strength shows up as a reminder to remain graceful and empathetic. You know what I'm saying? Even when you look at her, because I sit there and I look at the card while I'm talking about it. But even when you looking at her, she's petting this lion, okay? Supposed to be the king of the jungle, etc., etc. 333 when I look up. This is the second time that's happened too. But she's petting this lion. This lion is putty in her hands. You know what I'm saying? You know how graceful, how in tune and empathetic, how intuitive you have to be in order to have that be your scenario. And the lion doesn't necessarily have to be physical. It could be metaphorical or you know, situational. Lions can represent themselves as testy co-workers at work, okay? Testy projects at work, yeah, etc., etc. Remain empathetic and intuitive so you don't go in there, like I said before, jumping the gun and tripping yourself up, fucking your shit up, period. Strength and patience and intuition, being able to catch the zeitgeist of the situations and the environments that situations are taking place in is important. And strength comes in to tell you, hey babe, that's what you need to be doing. You feel me? Just to remain balanced. Strength comes in to remind you of your own resilience and vitality. You know, your own ability and your own willpower to break bad habits or to get through when it feels like you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Strength shows up to remind you, okay, sometimes too, look, sometimes you got to be strong enough to fall back. Let fools fight with themselves. Or sometimes you have to be strong enough to know when to sit out and observe. That takes strength too. Strength does not always show itself in the form of brute force. Sometimes it shows itself in the femininity of being able to sit back and to observe, to listen, to absorb without becoming what you're absorbing. And to, I just heard wait. I'm hearing a song from Hamilton. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. That, okay. When it comes to relationships, okay, strength shows up to remind you where self-awareness is needed, okay? Look at things for what they are and not for what you want them to be, okay? Strength comes in to remind you like, hey, look, we're not dating for potential. We're not dating potential, okay? We're dealing with what's right in front of us. Okay, and in dealing with what's right in front of us, sometimes that's where the intuition and the connectivity to your own self comes in, because you have to know, you have to be strong enough and self-aware enough to know, for example, okay, the infinity sign above her head. Okay, so within is without. Is on out. What's going on the inside is showing itself on the outside. So is what I'm dealing with right now a direct representation of me, or are you part of the problem? Okay, strength shows up to remind us, okay, look, we need to look at situations objectively. We need to be able to be calm enough to look at situations for what they are, instead of what they could be, what we want them to be, etc. Okay. When it comes to your career, like I was mentioning before, testy co-workers, testy situations, projects at work, strength shows up to remind you, look, tension will be resolved, in due time, so long as you're not jumping the gun, tripping yourself up and fucking up shit. Okay, sometimes you have to be strong enough to just get through it. And this is where strength and grace go hand in hand. You feel me? Being able to be graceful enough in a situation to be like, look, I want to cuss you the fuck out, but I ain't gonna do that. We're gonna be calm today. We're gonna be cool, calm, and collected, because 9 times out of 10, your behavior is not a direct reflection of me. It's a direct reflection of whatever the fuck you got going on your insides. You ain't finna have me lose my job up in here. What James Brown say? You ain't finna make me come outside myself. Period. And that it truly does take a lot of strength. It takes a lot of self-awareness. It takes a lot of strength. Okay. Now the strength card reverse is interesting too. It doesn't just pinpoint weakness, okay? Or it doesn't just mean like you're being weak, or they are being weak, etc., etc. Sometimes strength reversed, for me, it points at where your will is lacking. Where are you avoiding risks or where are you avoiding saying what needs to be said for the sake of peace? Where are you dealing with everything for the sake of avoiding conflict? Okay, strength, it don't always entail brute force, but it also doesn't entail becoming a doormat for any and everybody's any and everything. It entails picking and choosing, what battles are worth fighting and in what ways. But when the card is reversed, it gives very much so, okay, are you letting your ego drive the boat? You letting your hurt feelings drive the boat, and you just reacting instead of thinking about what you want to do so you can act accordingly? Are you not doing what you know needs to be done because you're waiting on somebody else to do it? What are you doing? What are you doing? Is what I hear when I see that card reversed. What are you doing? What are you doing? And sometimes it's not asking you what are you doing in a sense of like what are you physically doing. Sometimes it's asking you what are you doing, as in like what are you not doing. Yeah, what do you know you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing because of whatever the fuck reasons you're not doing it. You feel me? When the Strength card reverses, it talks about ignoring your instincts. Okay, so your personal growth is being delayed. You're stagnating yourself by not getting out of your comfort zones, not being strong enough to test the theories or to put yourself out there. I keep, that's a big one. Not being strong enough to put yourself out there regardless of all of the people who are going to swipe past, or all of the people who are going to be like, you know, I'm not interested. Not being strong enough to do what you know you need to do. Because what if it don't work out? What if it do? Where are you ignoring your own desire to bust a move? Where are you ignoring your own intuition telling you, hey boo, let's get to it? You see what I'm saying? And in doing that, where and how are you holding yourself back? You can only say but so many times, you know, oh, I want to do this, or I want to have that, and blah 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 blah, but you talk yourself out of making the moves necessary to have it every time the opportunity presents itself. I want to sing in front of a crowd of people. Don't never go out with the homies when they ask you to go for karaoke with them. Start small. Just start. You feel me? When the Strength card reverses, it talks heavily about, for me, allowing fear to hold you captive, basically. You don't talk yourself out of doing the things that you want to do just because you like your own conversation. You do it because you're scared. And the truth of the matter is, if you really sit with the reasons why you talk yourself out of the things you talk yourself out of, the root cause is 9 times out of 10 has nothing to do with the excuses that you make, and everything to do with the fear that you feel about doing it, behind doing it. Okay? And I say all the time, you can have excuses or results. And that's that heavy hitting message that comes through with the reverse Strength card. You can have excuses or results. The results, that the outcome that comes behind your excuses or your actions, is all on you. It's all on how you decide to move based off of what situations are presenting themselves to you. And if you're going to allow yourself to react emotionally, or whether you're going to allow yourself the space and time and opportunity to calm the beast, to sit with and make friends with the animals that present themselves to you. So that's all for now. That's one of my favorite cards. I love that card. She talk a lot of shit to me, but in a good way, right? That was our Strength card for Tarot 101 today. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. On the next episode of the Card Facts, we're going to get into the Hermit, which I also love for various reasons. Nonetheless, that's all for today. Thank you again so much for watching up until this point. I really appreciate your time, and I hope that you're able to get something from these videos. Above all else, I hope that you take the time to connect with and do your own research, okay, with your own cards. Either way, that's all for now. Thanks for coming. Have a great day.